been looking for a podcast to help you transform your physical and mental? One that'll shoot you straight between the eyes with truth and no BS, helping you have the right mindset to accomplish things, the iron will and fortitude to follow through with what you say you're going to do. No excuses. Mark owns martial arts schools, and after 30 years, he has some real insight for real talk, real life, real conversations, motivational, fitness, self-defense, weight loss, live from the Great 1-8. This is Real Talk with Mark Cox.
All right. Good morning and good evening to you. So it's a good morning out here. It's 9 o'clock in the morning out here, and in Bangladesh it's 10 p.m. So we welcome Riyad to the show, Beyond the Mat. Now you can see he's got a great smile and he got a nice white shirt on. It's a little bit dark. His power went out, but the show goes on. He's got it on his phone, and we're going to have a great time for this hour. Right before the show, the power goes out. It's always something like that, but we'll make things work just like we do. I want to welcome you to Beyond the Mat. I look forward to having your story, Riyad. I'm going to read a little bit about your bio that you sent to me, and then I'm going to turn it over to you to go ahead and introduce yourself and add anything you'd like. So here we go. It says Riyad began his profession in 2016 and has since assisted in the success of over 200 organizations in various aspects. His career began with a job that paid him $80 a month. From there, he progressed to working with multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses worldwide. He believes that having the right mindset played a vital role in his journey. Riyad holds a bachelor's degree and is currently pursuing a master's degree in business administration. His company, SkyrocketCoach, primarily works with coaches and consultants, and his primary aim is to assist 100 coaches annually in establishing a coaching empire by eliminating time-consuming tasks and setting up process that generates revenue automatically 24/7. And we welcome you to the show, Riyad. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm really great, and I was excited to be here. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here with you. And my power gone, so I was really prepared with good lights and my microphone over there and everything. But
well,
just,
listen, during the show, if it comes back on, we'll pop it on and see how you do.
yeah.
It looks like you've got it looks like you've got people already coming on saying we've got a lot of people already on the show. So obviously you've got some people in your corner that are here to support you. So it's going to be great. Anybody's allowed to drop comments here if they have questions for you. So we're looking forward to getting right into your life story. So we've never got to meet, but we've just kind of through social media, we've got to kind of introduce each other through the media and then get you on the show. I'm always excited about doing international podcasts. I've done several of these, and believe it or not, my international podcasts have more listens and downloads than the States. It's always been amazing to me. So I want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. So Riyad, go ahead. If you got something you'd like to add over your bio, go ahead and add a little bit that you're looking forward to today as we talk about.
Yeah, so on that bio, I had it clear that what my goal is and where I started my career. But I just only want to add that being a country boy, a village boy, a small village boy, I really have to struggle with my mindset, and I always had wrong directions from people around me, and they are how they are, and it was a big challenge for me to find myself, who am I, and working towards my goals. So I want to thank myself, and I want to thank everyone around me who is supporting me and who is constantly providing me feedbacks and encouragement and everything. So I want to start by thanking them.
It's good. So you said you're coming from a small town, right? You lived in a small town. So you're saying that you had problems with getting wrong advice and stuff. So why don't you give me a little bit of let's get the listeners to understand where you come from. When you say small town or a small village, what is a common day out there like? And do people go to college? Is education important to them? How's that all that work?
Yeah, so there are differences between education and right education. So people here in where I grew up, the normal life is there are like at most 50 less than 50,000 people, or I would say 20,000 people in the area, and being a small village, we people goes to school and colleges, students, but the the primary earning sources are farming. So most of the people are farmers, and they're doing small businesses and shops. So that's where I grew up.
Well, did we freeze there, Riyad?
I think that's the place that needs more attention towards building a good mindset. Like I was shy to ask a question in my classes because other students would laugh at me, and I always had that fear inside me that if I ask a stupid question or a dumb question, they will laugh at me. So that was a fear that stopped me to asking questions and clarifying the question that I have to my teachers. And so this is just a one point of doing so. One point of saying that how we had fixed mindset or negative mindset. Also, on the other hand, like
We got a little bit of freezing again, folks. Sorry about that.
not
Let's see.
ever about. They think if you go to school and complete your study, you will end up being having a job, or you will end up having at least someone to provide for the family. But getting to school and getting proper knowledge, building yourself from inside, was something that is lacking here in my area.
So when you went ahead and when you're talking about you're doing schooling,
Yeah.
did you see, is education something that's important to people, or in a small farming town, is it you get educated enough so that you can get to working with the family? Is that how that
No,
is in this small town?
yeah, no, they want us to get higher education, of course. So it's not that little education that I need to help my family. They want us to get higher education, but in order to get higher education, you need to build yourself from the beginning, from the childhood. So we had the less building elements at the childhood, and we struggle when we go to the higher education.
So you struggle with when you get into higher education. I get it. Now, your college that you've gone to now. So what made you not be part of the mold? What made you want to have a mindset that, I want more for this than just what I can do? Have you always felt that as a child, or as it continually build through your adolescent times? What made that come about?
Yeah, so it's the same if you go to the primary school, if you go to the high school and colleges, the scenario is almost the same. So, I really did not have that better bonding with my teachers. There are some students who like to memorize their uh, their their courses, their books, and they perform good in their class and in their exams. Some of them have good relationship with their teachers because they are good students, because they can memorize things. But what I believe is memorizing things should not be taught in school. Analyzing things should be taught in school, and that we are not getting that education, that we need to analyze things to instantly solve a situation. We are just they made me read things, memorize things, write things in the exam paper, and they like give us a result based on how good we memorized and wrote things on paper. But they have less concern about how we built from inside.
Okay, I understand what you're saying there. So in your opinion, do you feel that you've always had this desire to be a little bit more than what people would think? How did you come to a point that says, listen, I want to coach? Says, I was like this. See, I didn't go to I went to a little bit of college, but I've always had kind of an entrepreneur's mindset. I didn't really want to work the 9 to 5. I did that. I hated it. And I just knew that I wanted to do something better with myself. I felt I have more to give. And it's obvious, Riyad, obviously you speak multiple languages, and English, is that something that's always taught, or what is that? Is that something that's part of your guys' education?
Yeah, it is a part of my education system, and like that is a great education addition to our system. Otherwise, it was not that easy to connect with you today, with the world.
Mm-hmm. So English was something is important that you learned. Now, did you do that as a small child? Did they start teaching that to you in school?
Yeah, so we do that as a small child, like in the kindergarten or nursery level. They start teaching the alphabets A, B, C, D. But unless you get specific courses, specific education on English, like if you don't go to a English medium school, you won't be that good at English.
Got it. Okay. So there's specialty schools for English then also.
Yeah.
Correct. And you feel that the English is kind of connects you to a bigger arena for you to pull from. Is what it is, right? Got it.
Even I posted an announcement about this live on my profile, and somebody commented, "Hey, in my language, hey, I can't understand my clients sometimes, so I say or yes, I just pass by with these words. So how do I get better on this?" So you see, these are the problems. Like I started my career as a freelancer. Now I'm an entrepreneur. I have a team. I have a company that I can call. But I started as a solopreneur myself. And in Bangladesh, there are like there are like less than 1 million people. 600,000 people are doing the same thing, freelancing, working with clients worldwide. And whenever I look at them, the biggest issue I got is their communication in English. They are great designers, but when they need to connect with their clients, that is the thing they fear more. So as I said, that from the very beginning, we had that fixed mindset, like, you are not good at English, you are not good at math. So that fear inside us. So like, if we have at least conversational English skills, we can communicate with our clients. I don't say I speak perfect English, but still I'm working with people. So the fear, I know enough English to keep up my communication, but the fear inside me that I'm not good at English, the mediocrity, this killed us. This is pulling us from the behind to grow our business.
I agree with that. So, I personally have a virtual assistant who lives in the Philippines. So, and
Okay.
and she's a great design. She's the one that did all the,
Yeah,
you
the
know, all
nice
the
design. Yeah.
podcast covers and stuff. And then I wanted to thank you. I thought that no one's brought it to my attention before is why isn't your face on there with us? And I don't know why. I've just never thought about it, to be honest with you. You know, usually the show, you know, is about the guest and what you bring into the table. And so I talked to her last night and I said, this is a great, this was a great feedback from one of my guests. And I think she's going to change that now from now on because of that comment that you gave me. So I wanted to say thank you for that. That's
I'm glad.
helpful. You know what I mean? Really helpful.
Thank you.
So I know the importance of having, a virtual assistant. See, in the state, in America, having an employee is a lot. There's insurances that have to be in play. There's taxes that have to be. I mean, it's really difficult, especially in California, for having employees. So the virtual assistant worked out so well for me because it took all the red tape out, and then I was able to pay her. And then, the dollar, what we pay, we save money, and they still make a living because of where they live, because the exchange of money is so great.
Yeah.
So I think that the virtual thing is definitely, and that's what she told me too. It's opened up. She speaks really good English also. And so it's easy to communicate with her. Every once in a while things get lost because, English isn't the easiest language in the world to
Yeah, that's true.
if there's so many stupid rules and I before E and then some words it's I don't know. We look at it and shake our head half the time in our language too. So it's not on how they've come up with these words half the time anyway. So let's fast forward. Now it says in there that you started at $80 a month. What were you doing making $80 a month? And what does $80 a month look like in Bangladesh? Because $80 a month here, $80 here, it only fills up a gas tank one day.
Well, let me start with what $80 a month did for me. So I was on myself, paying my rent and food, and every month at the end of the month I had to borrow money from my friends. So that's just me, not my family. It's just me. So
Just you.
in a city, a capital city, my capital city Dhaka, in a city like Dhaka, staying there, paying for your foods, your every day your TAD, like wherever you are going, you're paying rents. So it was really hard at that time. I'm talking about 8 years before. At that time, it was not that easy to make a living for that $80 a month. It's now worse than that time. So yeah, I don't say it was a great living, but I was just passing my days because I did not know what I should do else, and I did not have a vision. And in that job, what I did, that's interesting. That's kind of interesting story because in that job, my educational background is in accounting.
Okay.
And on that job, I had to do things that a person with science background would do. Like I was going to different factories, garment factories, and I was measuring the environment there. So how much light is there so that the workers in the factory don't get eye problem? How much noise is there so it's better for them? How much carbon dioxide the boiler machine is passing so it's not affecting the environment? So I was testing those, number one. Number two, I got back to office with those tests and I prepared that result. And the worst scenario is I had to make those reports and signature as a chief chemist. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this was not something that I liked, and I did not see a future in that. So that's one part of the job. I had other duties as well. I used to cook for the company for us. I used to like do all the computer works. That's when I got to know about freelancing, that I can work from home with people from different countries. So I had to do a lot of things. The company bought a car. Got I got the duty to find out what is the best car in lowest price possible. So this everything, like a peon, from a cook to a chief chemist to collecting payments and depositing money on the bank, everything. I was doing everything on that job, and that was, like, as I said, for 12 to 16 hours a day.
And getting paid that money. So you're still having to borrow money doing a 12 to 16 hour day.
Yeah.
And so is that what made you say, hey, listen, I have something better? And what made it go? How did you come up with, or is this what you always wanted to do, is the coaching? How did that come about?
So I left that job because, as I said, I did not see a future in that job. Like, I am from a math accounting background person, and if I do the work as chief chemist, what will happen to me after 10 years? I'll have no identity. So that made me to left the job. And what was the question again? Sorry.
So when you what made you decide, when you left that job, did you go right into entrepreneur, or did you get another job? What were you doing? And how did your mindset change to get what you wanted?
When I left that job, I took the ultimate risk because I did not know how the next days are going to be for me. And I came back to the city where I am at this moment, and then I got a job in a local news, and that job was paying me around $30 per month. It was a part-time job, and yeah, they hired me like I need to work 2 to 3 hours a day, and then I ended up working 5 to 6 hours a day because the senior who was top of me was absent most of the times because he had other businesses, other jobs. So I had to take care of those things, his things as well. So I got that part-time job, and then I learned about a free course, a course that I can enroll, but I don't have to pay anything because that was provided by the government of our country. And I at that point I did not know that I'm going to earn money through that, but I was always keen to learning things. I always wanted to learn new things. So I said myself, why I don't give me a chance to learn a new skill? And they were offering 3 skills: graphic design, web development, and digital marketing. So from my previous computer experience, I knew Photoshop a little bit. So that hit me, why don't I learn Photoshop more? And from that point, I got into the graphic design course and I became a graphic designer. Being a graphic designer was not my I did not want to earn money through that. I just wanted to learn graphic design. And when I learned graphic design and I saw there's a market, I got my first gig for $109. So it's more than the job was paying me for a month. I just got one job, one t-shirt design job for $109. So I instantly knew that this is what is calling me. At the same time, the bosses from that company were at some point they're good bosses, but not great bosses, and there are some other issues that I had to face. Like as I said, being an accountant person, I had to do some things that I should not be doing. So for that kind of reason, I was done with the boss things. The someone is top on my head. I wanted freedom, and this
Right.
gave me freedom. I
Right.
can work with anybody. I can do anything that I like, and nobody is on top of me saying you can do this. So that two things, I got good money, I got freedom. That two thing actually brought me here. And working as a graphic designer, I passed like 3 years. I was working as a graphic designer, and at a point I met with a coach, or I would say a therapist, a psychologist, and he was teaching people how to get rid of your anxiety, your stress, and your negative thoughts. So I designed his all training materials. As a graphic designer, I design all the PDFs, class 1, class 2, class 3, and that way I read everything because I had to design the copies. And from that I learned stress management, anxiety management, and that is when I got to know that there is an industry exists called coaching industry. And that's
Mhm.
how I like, and that client was really nice, really nice. So then I did my study and found out that coaching industry is really great industry. People are like, most of the coaches are had previous experience, executives like 40 plus, 50 plus ages, and they're really cool guys. So I saw that this should be my ideal client avatar. So that's when I got into coaching industry.
So it went from you took a course. So let me understand this, right? You took a course to help you with graphic design. And then
Yeah,
the graphic design took you to a level of, okay, I've got a little bit of financial freedom and I've got my time. And so you've
yeah,
taken your time back, and then you got some coaching yourself is what you did, correct? To kind of help you. And then you've decided that this is something that I can identify with. This is something that can work for me in a condensed version of what you're just talking about. So
yes.
do you go after clients? Did you, when you first had your first client in a coach, as you being their coach, you go after people that are already coaching? Is that correct? This is what you do. So people that
Yeah.
have coaching clients, are you trying to help take them to their next level? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, that was not my first goal at the beginning because I wanted to learn their pain points and I wanted to learn what they are lacking exactly in their journey. So I worked as their virtual assistant, their personal assistant. I work at their graphic designer, as their web developer for different coaches. And then I came with an idea that the biggest problem they face is the marketing part. They have their coaching, they know how to help people through their coaching, but not all of them are good marketers. They at the same time, in this digital marketing arena, digital marketing generation, you need to be technology lover in order to get your marketing things going. So that is where I found my good spot, that is where I can help them.
So is your clients mostly out of country?
Mostly
Did you go find
100%
people that are out of country? Where's your most clients from?
USA.
Europe, USA.
Yes,
So
I can
so
say
we
Arizona, Utah. There, I have most of my clients from these two states.
That's interesting. It's interesting. So you started, what you're saying is you started kind of like as a virtual assistant, just like we spoke about, and then you into coaching. Now, I'm going to tell you, you're right about one thing, Riyad, and this is even true in what I do, right? Even when I do my martial arts training or people have schools, there's a lot of great instructors, but boy, they're terrible at marketing themselves. Okay.
Yeah.
We see that in probably almost all industries. And I was no different in my beginnings. I was good at teaching, but man, I didn't really understand, you know, how to market or how to even run a business properly. Right. I was just taking risk and then getting after it. And of course, back when I started, I've had my business for close to 40 years now, but you know, back when I started, there really wasn't internet. There wasn't digital marketing, right? Marketing was different. Yellow pages, pizza boxes, flyers, that kind of thing, right? Getting yourself out there, getting your into the community and stuff like that. That's what we did. And I really didn't understand a lot of that. And as a matter of fact, I'll be honest here, I looked into a coach for digital marketing. But he didn't, you know, he was from India also, and he was from India, but we didn't really get good results from it, right? And I just don't know enough about it, to be honest with you. There's companies out there that really charge money now to take over your marketing for you. Now, when you're on your clients now, are you on the marketing side? Do you have a team that does marketing for them? And what does your coaching do? How does your company work? Because you say you have different facets of your company now, and you have employees. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what do you do now exactly?
So I don't consider myself as a coach, but when it comes to digital marketing, there are different things in marketing that I saw that I can teach my clients. Okay, like on a funnel, let's say a sales funnel, there are three parts of a sales funnel: the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel. So a coach just started their coaching business. They did not, or they don't really know a lot about how a funnel works. So that comes first. I let them know, I enlightened them that this is how you should have a funnel, so that you are not a complete stranger to your customers, because people don't like to buy from strangers. So the funnel will work automatically to make you a familiar face to your potential clients. So I explain the whole process. If you say this is coaching, and then it is coaching, or if you say it's a sales call, like to get the sale, because I give them the knowledge and I sell the implementation, like the funnel, building the funnel. In that case, I need to get help from a graphic designer from my team to do all the designs for them. I need to get a web developer for them to do all the website, landing page, opt-in pages, quiz pages for them. And then when all the things are ready, like your branding is ready, your funnel is ready, people can go from the top and it's automatically bringing them to the bottom. When this is ready, I need to get my Facebook ad expert who is in the team to run the ads campaign for them. So this is how my company do. And there are video editors, because in online coaching industry, there is a huge demand of videos. And when you have when you have a class, when you have a lesson, you can do two things. You can do daily live lessons, and you can have pre-recorded classes, like 50% of the education in the pre-recorded classes, and you do a weekly 1 or 2 group call to explain what they learned and answer their specific questions. So in that pre-recorded courses, there are demand of video editing. At the same time, if you want to make sure that those people are actually watching the pre-recorded courses and then asking questions in your live class, you need to do some magic in there as well. You need to design those courses and some Q&A, or use a quizzes to pass each test to go to the next level. And that way you can make sure they watched all those videos before they asking you random questions.
Very that's very, very unique
Yes.
on what you're
So
talking about.
all those settings we do automatic for them. So this helps them to save a lot of time. And it's not just the marketing, it's the entire setup of the marketing. So when we do the entire setup of the marketing, we understand the business better than just a marketer would do. If you hire a marketer, let's say an ad expert, they will run the ads for you, but they will not know what the rest of the funnel, how the rest of the funnels are working. You would say, hi, I have a free lead magnet, right? Let's promote it. Okay, he will do the Facebook ads and promote the lead magnet like the free PDF for you. But what happened when somebody starts sharing? If somebody don't take the all responsibility, it's hard for them to understand how the process works. So that might be one of the reasons that your previous marketer did not work well. I'm not sure, but
Interesting.
that could be the reason.
Yeah, yeah, interesting on what you're talking about there. I very intrigued on how the whole process works. So what you're saying is you have a team now. So you go into the coach and say, "Hey, you're working on branding, you're working on sales, and you're working on then that's what you're talking about when your course is working their course is working 24/7, right? So
Yes.
people can, they're going through a sales funnel like that. Totally interesting on um, how you have that uniqueness about you. Now, do you teach other coaches how to do what you're doing? Is that something else you're doing? Are you just looking for new clients?
Yeah, no, I do not teach other people marketing at this level of my business. That will come later. At this point, I just want to build enough portfolio. I just want to help enough businesses so that later this will become my um, what would say, I'll get enough testimonials from people that say Riyad's company did an amazing job. Like, you don't get 100% testimonial from your clients. If you work with 10 clients, not the 10 clients will give you enough, give you recommendation or give you testimonials. So my point at this is working with as many clients as possible. Like, down the road, after 5 years, maybe I'll be teaching people how to do the marketing. I'll be teaching to get people in my team at this moment, but not in a full scale.
Not in full scale. So what is your ideal
Yeah.
client? So how do you go market yourself now? Is it by word of mouth? How long have you been doing this? How many years have you been doing it?
Yeah. I've been doing it from 3 years, but the Skyrocket Coach company formed 2 years ago.
So this is a 2 year ago thought idea.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into the mindset of that here in just a minute, right? Because it says here that your aim is to assist 100 coaches annually in establishing a coaching empire by eliminating time-consuming tasks, setting
Yeah.
up the process that generates revenue 24/7. So you're trying to take a coach, if you have this coach, let's like build me. Let's say it's me, right? I say, hey, I want to
Yeah.
do this coaching. Maybe I want to help coach people on how to do podcast, right? And I want to
Yes.
do I want to build a podcasting coaching on how to get people to start this, right? So would I be this kind of client that would come to you and say, Riyad, I kind of want to do this coaching. I want to have people understand how to start. Not that the podcast has to be the number one in the world, but podcasting itself can come around to your specific niche, who you're trying to, and then be who you're trying to attract, and you're going to be the expert. And podcasting just happens to do that. You know what I mean? Like, let's say the podcasting is maybe my podcasting. I have another podcast that says Beyond the Podcast, in coaching you how to start your own podcast. Now, would I be a client that can come to you and say, this is what I'm thinking about doing. Can you help me set up funnels and how to market to help other people do beginning podcasting? And then I guess you would help us with that, right? You would say you can have some pre-recorded stuff, and then you have live. Is that what I'm understanding? Is that how that all works?
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed or not when you said that if I want to teach how to do podcast, I smiled because I already worked with another client and he's doing the same thing. And his podcast is already like he got a big following, but the process is the same. You have your course ready, you have the lessons for people that will help people to change their lives. If you have the courses, it's our responsibility to make it on the market.
I gotcha. Got it. Interesting. So how are you marketing yourself?
Yeah, at this moment,
is it like, because I think you reached out to me. That I don't know, where did we meet? Are you in Connected Leaders? Where did we meet? How did we meet?
I was building a warm audience. I was connecting with people. I have 1.8 thousand people that connected with me from worldwide. I have 2 Facebook accounts. One that I have only people from Bangladesh, only Bangladeshi audience, and the secondary account, which became my primary account now. I have 1,800 people that are from the US and other countries. So to build that audience, I was getting into different groups and I was connecting with thought leaders, and finally I got my electricity back.
Yeah. You are now lighted.
So that is how in their industry, who is the thought leaders are. So my Facebook profile is now loaded with leaders and coaches.
That's how we did it. Because I take a chance on some, when I read through the stuff, I said, this is, I'm about that. I'm about, I took risk myself doing what I do and not being college educated. Not that I feel that you need to have a college education. If you're going to do one, you need to go after it in a way that's going to help you in life.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that. I stepped out myself and I said, hey, I'm going to build this. You've got quite a few people here that are saying hi to you here. Abdul says hi. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name.
Nusrat Bintunor. She's my wife.
You got. Oh, that's your wife?
Yes.
That's good. Good. Well, we'll welcome her to the show too. So, I was, so how you started connecting, I think that's how we did it, because I took risks too. So when we talked about a mindset a little bit when you started the show, did you have the mindset? What changed in your mindset, and do you use how you changed your mindset to help your clients? Like, hey, here's the mindset you're going to have. Tell us how that just changed in your mind, how to go to the next level.
Okay, so I was not, as a teenager, I was not really clear about the concept of mindset. I did not even know that we can have multiple types of mindsets. I learned that as I go. But what I had in me is I was always looking for the future. I was not only in the present. So when I was looking for the future, I took action based on that. Okay. So my mindset was, should I be doing this job for $80 a month to keep daily life going, or should I do something else to get a better future? I was not aware about that at that moment. But later, when I read about mindset, when I read different books, I got to know that this is how I came in. This is how my mindset works. I still have different books. This is a book that is not based on mindset, but this is based on sales funnel and marketing. But this kind of books helped me a lot to actually identify my mindset first. And then, if you say, if I help my clients or if I talk to my clients about mindset, yes, I do. Because I don't say most, but some of our clients have that mindset that as this is their business, they need to do all the works. They need to be the face everywhere. And I help my client understand that your marketing, the entire marketing process can work without you. You don't have to put your time there. Instead, if you put your time more on marketing, more on educating people in your list, and more on creating content, that will that will make you authority in your marketplaces, in your area, and you can accomplish so many things by just delegating some boring tasks. So this is a mindset shift that I help my clients to do, because I did the same, and I find out that they do the same. I At the beginning, I wanted to do everything for my business. I want to do the graphic design, the logo design. The logo you are seeing here, I designed this. I designed the logo. I wanted to do the website by myself, and I wanted to do everything. But that is not how a business works. If you have a team and you can delegate your tasks, that means you are buying time. And I help my clients to understand that.
How many clients do you currently have now in the States?
At this moment, I have 4 clients, and I'm only taking 2 clients per month, not more than that, because I don't have that
Uh,
capacity.
I see. I see. So you kind of concentrate on so those are your when you take on clients, you have a concentrated effort and a team on those clients. Now, is once everything's set up, Riyadh, do you just do maintenance for them, or how does that work? Or once everything's set and they're kind of going,
Yeah,
where do you fit into that?
it needs maintenance, like in when you are in the marketing space, there are different kind of offers. There are Black Friday, Cyber Mondays, holiday sales, and there are different kind of sales, and you need to use every opportunity to get clients in. You need to provide like 20% off for the Black Friday sale. So some of this can be done beforehand, like at the beginning of the year. You fixed how the campaigns will go for Halloween, how the campaigns will go for the any other, like the new year. So these are kind of marketing campaigns that you need to have. You can preset everything, but at the same time you need to execute those campaigns on that specific time. So that's one thing that we need to stay in touch with the clients. And on the other thing, as I said, that in the sales funnel, there are top of the funnel, and there are middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel. So the top of the funnel is the biggest place. Most people come there first. And to do that, we need to keep running advertising. So the best way and time sensitive way is to run Facebook ads, paid Facebook ads, paid Google ads, paid Instagram ads. So to run and maintain those ads at the same time, to run and maintain your sales funnel, there are some works that need to be done continuously, maybe 5 hours, 10 hours a month. But at the beginning, when you do everything, it is less effort to maintain the whole process.
So are you maintaining websites for your clients and stuff like that too? Is that how you, is that something that you do, right? You've designed it,
Yeah.
you're kind of maintaining it for them, and then
Yes.
you're creating the sales funnels. You guys will get together and say, "Hey, this is what we're going to launch on this, this, and this." Is that what I'm
Yeah.
understanding?
Yes.
And make it more dynamic. Now, you say that you work with coaches, but it sounds like this would work with any entrepreneur that is in a space, right? Whether
Yeah.
they're like myself, whether you have a martial arts school, a gym, a coaching business, all that,
Yeah.
all that, all that works the same, correct?
Yes. The fundamentals of marketing are the same for all business. Why I only focused on coaches? It just because, as I said, I do not have a huge capacity. So it's the same if I take two coaches per month or one or two different kind of business per month. But the benefit that I'm getting is in my messaging. When I'm writing an email only focused on coaches, when I create a video only focused on coaches, they feel more personal with my content. So that way, instead of creating content for multiple type of people for different niches, if I focus on only one niche, I can get like better results. So that's the reason that I'm only focused on coaches. But as you said, the system and the process would work for every business. Maybe there will be some differences, but the core concept is same.
Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting to me. It's just how it kind of all interacts on and how the sales funnel. Because I have a business, so when I'm listening to what you're having to say, I'm like, I don't know any of that. I don't know how that all works. Even myself, right? How the sales funnel works, how that all that kind of stuff. The Google ads, the Google words, how to even do it. I mean, most people don't even know how to do that stuff. But
Yeah.
if you're not doing that stuff today, you're getting I'm telling you, you're getting left behind.
Right.
And
Right.
that's why I went looking. I went looking myself, but it didn't. Either it wasn't a good fit, or it just. I'm not sure why it didn't work out. You know what I mean? I spent quite a bit of money on Facebook ads, and it just still didn't. I didn't get the results that he was talking about by any means. I may have got enough people in to pay for what I had to do with him, but it's not that it wasn't such a. But I have other friends too that have hired. But I mean, they're spending thousands and thousands of dollars a month. Like I'm talking about $3,000-$4,000 a month to produce what they're doing, and I'm like, man, I don't know if that give and take, that much money give and take, is worth what they're getting, right? So it's. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's quite a unique niche, and coaching that you're talking about. I guess when you say you focus on coaching, you're talking about life coaches and stuff of that sort, correct? Those that are doing
Relationship coaches, life coaches, and even I have a client who is lawyer. She has a team of lawyers, and lawyers are expensive in USA. So for the type of people who don't want to afford a lawyer, who don't want to pay that much money to win their cases, they want to self represent themselves. And those lawyers, my clients, has a course teaching how to self represent yourself in court, so you don't have to hire a lawyer.
that's interesting, right? Interesting to have Yeah, and I'm sure that does well because a lot of people can't afford to have an attorney, but they'll pay for something to have some kind of knowledge on how to do
Yeah.
it themselves. So that's super interesting. That's super interesting. So for what we've had today, I mean, this hour's gone by quick as it is. Uh, Riyadh, it's intrigued me. I mean, I like this is why I enjoyed getting stuff like this on on my podcast because it educates me. You know what I mean? And then I get to put you out to audience, and this is going to go to quite a few coaches, and this is in my niche. Even though I have a martial arts niche, but I also have authors. I also have authors usually turn into some kind of mentors and coaches. And
Yeah.
most of the time, like that's what I did. I wrote a book, and I've often thought about having a coaching business because I just have a lot. I'm one of my experience in life and how to overcome adversity and how to have the right mindset and how to think like a champion because I won world championships in martial arts years and years ago, but it's not about what I won, it's about how I prepared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how I
Yeah.
prepared to be a winner, how I made mistakes and how I lost world championships uh, because of my mindset not being correct. And so I was attracted to you when you talk about mindset because I'm all about it. Because if people told me I would never be successful in this, and I like you have this, this was unique to me, right? You had this goal of 100 coaches annually. Well, I had a
Yeah.
goal of having 100 black belts underneath me that I would promote 100 black belts. And now today I've produced 700 black belts under me
Wow.
in the times that I've been in my studio. So I remember I was a machinist. That's what I did. I was a machinist, and I used to have this stuff on my machine that said, goals, 100 black belts. And at some point, people will come to me for advice. I'm going to be successful enough that people are going to call me and follow me for advice in how to run a school.
Right.
And so in my time, that's where I'm at. Now, if I had a coach properly, I had a mentor that definitely helped me with how to do my martial arts business. But if I had a coach kind of coach me on and coach me on and coach me on, I believe that I could have even gone farther. Now,
Yeah. No doubt.
you know, that's why I think there's people like yourself that are out there to try and help us do stuff that's automated, that's kind of working on the back end when we're not working. So we can focus in on what we do, which is customer service, servicing the client and doing stuff like that,
Right.
where it can take, so you can make money. I mean, money is what makes everything go round and round, right? If I can't
Yeah.
have the money here to pay them to do this and still have some profit, there's no reason for doing it, at all.
Right. Yes, that's the point.
Right. So I get what you're doing. I think it's awesome. So I want to give you the last couple minutes before we go off air. And by the way, Riyadh, I want to make sure that we understand everybody that's been listening, and I will have this also in audio format probably by the end of the day. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And so I have an AI also that's going to kind of get our best parts of our and cut it down into minutes, best parts of our podcast today, what it feels was the best impactful. I'll send a couple of those links that you can have for yourself so you can share them out on your social media. They're
I'll
they're
do.
anywhere from 30 seconds to 60 seconds to kind of promote yourself out there. I will also have this on audio podcasting so people can listen to it. And even though you didn't have it, your audio and stuff was really good. So I want to give you the last minute here to um, talk to people that are looking for possibly what you do and the mindset that you need to build. So I'm going to give the floor to you to take this last minute. Go ahead.
Okay. So it's like I'm saying about my services and my business. So I help people who wants more time in their life to automate their business and like get more in less time and only focus on their primary and key tasks, key focus like their family, their friends, they're like they wanted to go on a vacation for a long time, but these marketing things kept them like always occupied, because marketing is a thing, sales support is a thing that you need to always be active to provide your clients, provide your customers. So in my business, I eliminate all those. At the same time, I eliminate the technology issues, because everyone is not a technology lover, and at the same time, it's kind of complicated. So in your business, if you can put the growth on automation, then you can easily have revenue in your business. At the same time, you can easily have time in your life, and I am helping with that. So my primary audiences are coaches, and I help coaches to with everything in their marketing part and the automation part and the technology part, from graphic design, branding, to video editing, to the funnel optimization, to the marketing, everything. So like if you need some help with that, if you feel frustrated with the marketing part, you have a business, you built things, but you are not happy with the outcome and the results that you are getting in terms of clients, in terms of money, revenue, then Skyrocket Coach will be a great solution for you.
So really good. It's really good. So Riyad, how do somebody, if somebody's, listening to our show and saying, that this sounds impactful, this is something that I want to do, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so SkyrocketCoach.com is my website. So if somebody go to my website, they can have the contact method. At the same time, they can they can search me on my Facebook, which is rh.riyad.1000. So after Facebook, if you put this username, you will find me and you can send me a DM.
All right, I'm going to write this on notes here as we're going. Skyrocket Coach.
Yes. So
right. SkyrocketCoach.com.
Yes.
Okay, so for everybody that's doing that, I just wrote that in the comments for everybody. So anybody that's on YouTube or my other Facebook channels, you guys can see that. SkyrocketCoach.com is how to get a hold of Riyad. If this sounds like something that that interests you, I encourage you to go reach out to him and have a talk with him. See if this is a fit for you. It's been a great hour, man. I've really enjoyed. Yeah, I've really a good education for me today. I really enjoyed that. So before we end, if you just stay online, I got a little bit of an outro, and then I'll talk to you off camera just for a second. Okay. So this is our outro, and I'll be back with you in just a second, man. I really appreciate the hour with you today, Riyad.
Thank you so much. I'm really thankful to you for giving me the opportunity.
You're welcome. Just hold on one second.
You've been listening to Real Talk with Mark Cox. Real life, real topics, real conversation. We're passionate about motivation, fitness, self-defense, weight loss, and coming at it from a real angle. We hope you've gotten some useful and practical information from this show. And we hope you had fun. We know we did. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hit us up on Instagram and Facebook at MarkCox100. Make sure to subscribe and review. And tell a friend or two about the show. For more, hit up the website at markcox.com. Till next time, keep it